Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build and another episode of Curb Appeal, the series on my channel where I attempt to recreate photographs in The Sims 4 to the best of my abilities. So Curb Appeal's been around for ages. You guys probably know all about it. If you want to see more Curb Appeals, check the playlist link down below. I will say it's funny because when I started this series, I was fairly new at building. And yeah, I feel like if you look at the really early Curb Appeals, I recreate the houses, but I don't think I recreate them as well as I do today, obviously, because I've improved, obviously. So yeah, maybe if you check out that playlist, don't scroll too far back. Don't do that, because the builds aren't very good in the beginning. But anyways, today's video is a very exciting one because it is my celebration party, my thank you video party for 200,000 subscribers on YouTube. So I just recently passed that milestone and I'm super happy, super excited about it. It feels like just yesterday that I hit 100K and then now we're at 200K. So it's really weird how like growth works like that. As you start picking up, like things start to move a bit quicker. So it just all happens so fast. But nonetheless, I wanted to make this video and sit down face to face with you guys to thank you and yeah, just say thank you, I guess. I don't know. So I have planned for this video to do a Q&A. So I had a Q&A over on my Instagram stories and you guys have sent in some questions. So later on in the video, I will just do that and answer some questions. I thought it'd be fun and a fun way to, just get to know each other a little bit more in case you're new as well. You might not have been here for the full 5 years. But by the way, if you were here from the very beginning, like 5 years ago, let me know down below in the comment section. I will pin your comment or heart it or something because yeah, it's been a long time. So I'm so grateful for all of your guys' support and just an amazing year in 2022. And I hope that we have another amazing year together in 2023. So anyways, as you can see, we have the house kind of facade going. I have been doing a lot of transitional homes, as you guys know, and I wanted to do something a little bit more just like different, I guess. So obviously this is a modern home, but I thought it would be nice to go more in like a cottagey direction. So we're not in Newcrest, we are actually in Windenburg, which I thought was a good location for this modern cottage vibe. What I was really drawn to was the curved roof here, which I thought was just so beautiful and so interesting. You will notice too when I do this house, like the exterior paint, I don't put any black on the outside. You guys know I've been really into like my black and white exteriors, as it is quite common with transitional homes, but for this one we kept it light and bright and cottagey, I guess. So I think we even used the brick from Cottage Living. So yeah, just a little change up from my usual style. Obviously it's gonna have a modern twist. I feel like all of my builds, you can always just expect a modern twist. Do I even need to like bother disclaiming that it's gonna be modern? Because you guys just know that if it's coming from me, it's probably gonna be modern. But not like modern as in like new, as in it's not like old furniture. Like there's gonna be some newly bought stuff, even if it's mixed in with old stuff, it's gonna be newer, because that's personally what I like. So I feel like 5 years later on YouTube I'm still like explaining myself, but it's fine. Anyways, you can see we kind of like whipped the facade up super quickly, so we're working on some landscaping. So now might be the perfect time to take a break and tell you guys about today's sponsor. So thank you so much to HelloFresh for sponsoring today's video. So this will actually be my 4th year personally using HelloFresh. I absolutely love it. So if you haven't heard of HelloFresh before, just listen for 1 second, because once you try it, it will change your life. HelloFresh is America's #1 meal kit where you can have fresh, pre-portioned ingredients delivered right to your door. We all have New Year's resolutions. Some of mine include eating better and saving money. Anybody else? But when times are stressful, we tend to just order food. But with HelloFresh, you don't need expensive takeout and delivery, because you can just whip up a restaurant quality meal in your home. And HelloFresh is 25% cheaper than takeout. Not to mention their new fast and fresh meals, which can be completed in under 15 minutes. That's literally quicker than any delivery driver I've ever had. Like I said, I'm on my 4th year of using HelloFresh and I never get tired of the recipes. There are over 35 weekly recipes to choose from. They even have calorie smart and carb smart recipes, and you can customize meals by swapping proteins or upgrading your proteins. But you guys know the best part about HelloFresh is how much time and stress it has saved me over the years. I just scroll through the menu on the website and pick my meals for the upcoming weeks. No more meal planning and no more trips to the grocery store. The food just shows up at my doorstep. It's truly a beautiful thing. Don't underestimate the power of reclaiming your precious time so you can focus on doing the things you love. I don't want to be sappy, but I'm truly so grateful for HelloFresh for allowing me to save so much time over the years so I could build this YouTube channel to what it is today. I really want you guys to try it because once you get it, you get it. So I'm really excited to hook you guys up with some free food. Use my link or go to HelloFresh.com and use code POGAshleyFeb65 for 65% off your first meal plus free shipping. Once you click, my description will live update to count up the purchases. Thanks HelloFresh for feeding us. Okay, so back into the build. You can see I'm just doing some landscaping. To be honest, I really wasn't feeling the landscaping in this build for some reason. I don't know, you know how sometimes builds just call for like nice landscaping? This one, I don't know, there was nothing, I wasn't feeling very inspired. I just wanted to fill the gaps and just get it over with, and I feel like that's okay. Not every single build has to be a landscape masterpiece, okay? Sometimes you just gotta get the job done and just put the same thing everywhere so that it doesn't look naked, and I think that's fine. Also, because I'm doing a face cam video today, it means I'm going to try and like limit the amount of cuts that I do in my voiceover. If you guys didn't know, by the way, when I do like non-face cam voiceovers, I cut my voice a lot because I mess up a lot. But obviously when you have like visual and audio, like it will look silly if I keep cutting it. So the voiceover might be a little chaotic because I'm not gonna like edit it as much. So yeah, just a heads up if you're wondering why I'm like frantic and rambling and feeling a little taco. That's why. It's because I'm gonna minimize the amount of cuts. It doesn't mean I'm not gonna cut it at all. It just means that I'm not gonna cut every other sentence like I usually do sometimes. Anyways, so yeah, the lot here, what I thought was interesting about this lot and a lot of lots in Windenburg in general is the fact that they are more wide than they are long, which I actually really like, surprisingly, because oftentimes with the houses that I like to do, especially, you know, because I like to do semi-luxurious houses, they often have a very nice, like, horizontal spread that you need the width, you know what I mean? So sometimes it's hard because then you don't get a backyard, but then you really get to take advantage of like the width, which I like. And we still included a little bit of a yard space, so I put a side yard, I guess, and there's also like a side driveway so the car can just like drive right up into the side door here. I thought it was natural because there was a driveway naturally built into the landscaping in general, so I felt like it would be natural to have a garage there like that. And then also the reason why I thought it was okay to not have a formal backyard is because look at the property, you guys. Look beyond the little white line where the build area is, and look at all those hills, all those trees. Like, that's all technically your property, I'm sure. The property line set by the city definitely extends beyond that white line that we have in the building mode, okay? So I'm thinking, like, if you have kids here, you know, they can just run around on that hill. You can toboggan down that hill. You don't need like a formal patio area. You have nature. So yeah, I figured that's why it was okay if we didn't have a formal backyard. So that was my justification. I hope that it makes sense to you because it definitely makes sense to me. Side note, before we get into the questions, I said we were going to do a Q&A. This is my first build ever using the bathroom clutter kit. So yeah, this was my kind of like first impression build using it. We built this on the day that the bathroom clutter kit came out, I believe. So if you're seeing me kind of playing around with the objects, it's because I just put them in my game. So overall, I think I actually really like the bathroom clutter kit, you guys. I'm not gonna lie. I had some thoughts about it in the beginning. I had some weird thoughts about it because I thought that, is it really justifiable to put like all these little tiny little insignificant items into a kit and then sell it for money when half of the objects kind of look like debug, like not gonna lie. So in the beginning I was a little bit on the fence, but surprisingly enough, I actually use the items quite a bit. So I don't know what that says about the kit because I do use the items. So yeah, but do I think it's worth it? I don't know. And do I think some of the items, are they kind of blurry and do they look pixelated and flat and not three-dimensional? Yes. But the items that I do like, I like. So I guess you kind of have to weigh the pros and cons. Actually, you know what? I have to do a smash or pass video on that. If I do a smash or pass video, that's when I kind of do the cost breakdown. And I think that's when I'll have some more clarity for myself when I do a formal smash or pass. Because then I can truly see what the cost per item is. And that's why I personally love the series smash or pass. If you guys don't know, I have like a shorts like mini series where I smash or pass different items from each Sims kit. And then I do a cost breakdown of how much are you paying per item, like how many cents are you paying per item. And I think for me that really puts it into perspective, because you can just like generally say, oh yeah, you like a kit or you don't like a kit, but it's not like quantifiable until you put an actual price per item, in my opinion. So that's how I like to compare things. Maybe it's because I have a finance background, so I really like numbers, but I'm not really sure. But yeah, you're gonna see me use the bathroom clutter kit tons in all of the bathrooms in this build. So let me know what you think of it, and let me know what you think of it like in action now that you're actually seeing it in a bathroom. Do my bathrooms look better than they usually do? Hopefully, because I used a whole kit dedicated to it. But anyways, why don't we get into some questions? Again, these are questions that I asked you in celebration for my 200K video. So yeah, thank you guys all for sending in your questions. If you have more questions and you didn't get to send your question in yet, you can feel free to comment it down below, and then maybe I'll do like a part 2 Q&A in my next video. So yeah, let me know. Just comment down below. So the first question comes from Emma, and they put it on my community tab, and they said, when did you start The Sims and how? So I started The Sims in 2017. So basically, like, I've been on YouTube for 5 years, and I started it in my last year of university. So I was watching a ton of Lil Simsy speed builds, and also I watched Sim Supply, aka James Turner, Deligracy, and Claire Siobhan. So I watched all of those like OG simmers, and I used to watch them in my dorm room. I would like go back to my dorm for lunch and like eat my noodles and then have a YouTube video playing. Like, I didn't have lunch with my dorm mates, even though like my best friend was my roommate. Like, I didn't have lunch with her because our schedules didn't line up. I would sit in my dorm room by myself and watch Sims videos. And then that's when I decided in my last year of uni that I also wanted to start a Sims channel and do building. So yeah, those were like my 4 main inspos for why I started a channel. The next question from Emma is, what are your favorite hobbies? So I really like going to workout classes. I don't know if that's a hobby. It's more of just a like health necessity. But I really like going to workout classes. I like to do spin classes. I like to do like hot Pilates classes where it's like kind of like hot yoga, but it's like Pilates, so you're sweating like a little bit more. And then I also like to do like bar classes. It's kind of like ballet-ish Pilates. I don't really know. It's called bar. I'm sure you might have heard of it, but those are what I like to do. I'm really into like going out and eating at restaurants. I'm a huge foodie, even though I have some like food allergies. I love finding really great restaurants, and yeah, I like food a lot. I specifically like noodles and ramen. Ramen is pretty much the only meal that I will go out and sit there by myself and eat by myself. Like, I have no shame in like going out and eating alone when it's ramen. I like doing it. It's like a me time thing. So yeah, I also really like anime. I pretty much watch anime every single day, and I'm constantly looking for a new anime. There's like a 50% chance that any anime you recommend, I've probably seen it already. I say 50% because there's like so many anime out in the world that if you recommend like some super niche one, I probably haven't seen it, but like any of the mainstream ones and any of the like top 100 I've probably already seen. So if you have any anime recommendations, drop them in the comments down below because I definitely need some. Okay, so I'll take a quick break to talk about the build. So this is going to be the primary bedroom, so probably for the parents or parent, and you can really see kind of the vibe that we were going for with the build in this room. So it was kind of confusing because usually when I do a build, I start with the kitchen because the kitchen, in my opinion, kind of sets the tone for the whole build. But in this build, I started with the bathroom because I was excited about the bathroom clutter kit, but you can't really like set a vibe for the whole house based on the bathroom. All I knew is that I wanted it to be like cottagey, but on the modern side, which is a little bit vague, I guess, because what does that really mean? So with the primary bedroom, I really wanted to capture that cottage plus modern vibe. So I feel like the best way that we could capture that is through I think that's the cottage living bed. Yeah. So I used the cottage living bed, and I specifically wanted to use the plaid bedspread swatch, which was really random because I don't think I've ever used that one before, but I figured that if I used the black frame with it, it kind of made it feel a little bit more modern. Like something about that black, dark, like steel frame just made it look a little bit more modern, like maybe industrial. I don't really know. So yeah, once I used that bed, I kind of solidified the vibe for the room and just like went from there. And that's generally how I like to decorate my rooms. Like I'll choose one statement piece that I think captures the entire vibe. In this case, it was the bed, and then I will go in either direction with all the other accents in the room. So that's like how my brain works, I guess, when it comes to decorating. But here you can see we are working on the kitchen. So I'm kind of going to make it, again, that cottagey, but maybe a little modern vibe. I raise it up on the platform just because this entire room, as you'll see, is a little bit vast and very open concept. So I'm back in my platform era and I just wanted to add some separation just to, you know, make it not look like just a huge like gymnasium of a room. So the kitchen is elevated and then the living room is a little bit sunken in. But back to questions super quickly. So Emma also asked, where do I live? I'm assuming they don't mean like my address, but they asked if I'm in a house. So I'm actually not in a house, I'm in an apartment. So I live in a 2-bedroom apartment, and 1 bedroom's for like sleeping, and then the other bedroom is for this office, so I can do content creation full time. So I needed an office. That was like my one requirement when I like moved into an apartment, is like I need a dedicated space for my office so I can record like this at odd hours in the night. I don't want to be disturbing everybody. So yeah, I have an office in my 2nd bedroom, which is very nice. But why don't I pull up the other questions? Oh my gosh. Okay, something that I really wanted to mention quickly is the fact that the parenthood counters are so beautiful, but the island pieces are just not. There's like this scary like detailing underneath the island pieces that is just atrocious in my opinion. Like they just don't match the vibe of the regular counters. So you can see what we did here. We actually took the marble slab piece from the dine out pack and just sized it up and like carefully alt placed it underneath to like cover all of that stuff. So that's why it has that like nice little marble slab covering it, because we just had to cover those weird pieces. It was bad. It was really bad. Which is interesting because I don't know if marble like goes with it super well, but then we figured that we could tie it all in by using that base game round marble table. So you can kind of see the cohesiveness in the kitchen because the small little breakfast nook dining table does match that marble piece under there. So that's always a good way to kind of make things match a little bit, is like using a similar texture across the room just to like make it feel cohesive. The same way that you would use, you know, matching wood around a room, use the same with stone as well, in my opinion. So yeah, that's a kind of cute little breakfast nook that we did. We also use like Journey to Batu as well. So if you don't have Batu and you want to use like the dine out booths instead, you can. But the Batu one was just calling our name. What can I say? You guys, I know you guys like Batu. Don't try and pretend like you don't like Batu, okay? We like Batu. Just stop the act. Batu is fine, okay? But why don't we go on to some Instagram questions? So somebody asked, are you going to make more base game builds? And the answer is yes. I would love to make more base game builds. I'm hoping that we're going to get like a base game update soon. I don't know. Like maybe in the summer, spring? Oh, but aren't we getting infants in March? Okay, wait. Okay, we're getting infants in March, which is a base game update. So maybe we're going to get some more stuff with that too, because infants are going to be in like cribs, right? So surely we're going to get like cribs, or I don't know if that's going to be a pack. I really hope not. No, it's definitely going to be like base game thing. So I think we're going to get more base game furniture soon. And at that time, I think I'll be motivated to do like some more base game builds. So maybe sometime in March, when we get some new items, fingers crossed for that. But I definitely love to do more base game builds, for sure. Somebody said, what's your motivation to film videos? And somebody else said, it's kind of a related question, how did you motivate yourself to make videos when I was still at my old job? So if you guys didn't know, I used to work like an office job up until about a year ago. So for my 4 years on YouTube, I was basically working a regular office job, and then I was also growing my YouTube channel. So how I motivated myself to make videos is really just like, well, I think because there was such a stark contrast between what I was doing at work, YouTube was kind of like my creative outlet. It was like my fun, because I didn't really think work was that fun. Like, and it doesn't have to be, because it's just a job. I don't think that you have to have a ton of fun at your job personally, but YouTube was kind of like my fun. And it was something that I could control. It was something that, you know, if I wanted to put more videos out, like that was up to me. There was no one telling me what to do with YouTube. Whereas at my job, there was obviously like somebody telling me what to do, like a boss with like deadlines being set for me. So it was just, I didn't really need that much motivation to post on YouTube. I guess like on a deeper level, it was as I started to gain more traction on YouTube, it became more and more realistic that I could one day make YouTube my full-time job and quit my finance job. So I guess what kind of motivated me to try harder was that dream of one day walking into my boss's office and being like, hey, I don't need this job anymore. Which I don't know if that's like kind of malicious. I don't really know. But I mean, nonetheless, it motivated me. Sometimes like, and it wasn't like I was getting revenge, but it was just like I dreamt of that day where I could be like, hey, I know I have like this fun, cool finance job, but like I don't need you anymore. But yeah, I don't know. Motivation is kind of interesting. Some people are very motivated by like getting back at people or proving people wrong, or you know what I mean? So I guess you really have to figure out what you're motivated by, whether it's money or success or prestige, or just like the self-fulfillment of like setting a goal and fulfilling it, or maybe it's, you know, family approval. You have to figure out what motivates you, because motivation is a very powerful thing. If you're not motivated to do something, no matter how hard you try, you're just not gonna get there. And I think like there's no bad motivation. Like, you know, a lot of people in the world are motivated by money, for example. And I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. For me personally, I don't think that was like the main source, but obviously you need money to survive. So like if money's what's gonna make you like try really hard, then I don't think that that's a bad thing. I think that's a very like common motivator for a lot of people if you're struggling to find motivation to do something. But I guess on a more positive note, it really is like the community and you guys that motivate me to post videos and continue working hard. I've never really played in the builds that I like build. Like I don't play in them. Like I really do them for you guys, and I really want to try hard to make them beautiful and usable, and I play test them, and I just really want you guys to enjoy them. Like, that's really what motivates me, and seeing you guys like commenting on the gallery page saying that you like it, or when you comment down below and say like, oh, I'm gonna download this, like that really like motivates me to want to make the best like content for you guys. And yeah, just it pushes me to like change up what I'm doing, because if you guys want to download like a couple of my builds, like I don't want you to have all of the same style and all the same decor. So yeah, that doesn't really motivate me to make videos, but it motivates me to make like better content. But I also do feel like if I haven't spoken to you guys in a while, I feel like a little bit like, oh my gosh, I haven't checked in on YouTube for a long time, because it really is like kind of like catching up with like friends and stuff when I talk to you guys. So yeah, there is like that community like friend aspect, but I don't think it's like motivation. It's more just like a natural thing and like a natural relationship we have. So I'm not sure if it's like motivation, but it does make me happy. So maybe I am motivated by happiness. So yeah, that I guess makes sense. But here you can see I'm doing the teen bedroom. One thing that I did add that you might have seen at the beginning of this bedroom is I added the high school years window that you can actually sneak out from. So if you want to put a teenager in this room, they can sneak out through that window and go off to their parties and stuff. So I thought that was really cute. I also gave them a nice big desk with like a custom kind of like IKEA looking shelf setup, which I thought was really pretty. And the whole storyline for this family, I thought we have one teen high school sister in the room on the left, and then this is her younger sister, who is like maybe like a preteen type age, like maybe 12, 13 years old, and they just like idolize their older sister. They want to be just like her. They think she's like so popular, and yeah, they're just like getting into that phase where they're becoming a teenager, and yeah, they just like want to be their sister. So when the older sister like sneaks out and stuff, this younger sister like covers for her because she thinks she's like cool and whatnot. And yeah, they just have like a really nice sisterly bond, and she looks up to her. That's kind of like the vibe I was going for. Oh, I also thought that it'd be fun if she had like kind of like a princessy room, and she's like slowly trying to get like some more mature furniture into her bedroom as she ages up. So she has like the drawing table from when she was like a toddler, and then she has the dollhouse as well, and the more princessy bed and the chandelier, and she's slowly gonna want to try and make her bedroom look more like teenager cool girl vibes or something, just like her sister. But yeah, that's kind of what I had in mind when I built this bedroom. But I think we might have time for like one more question. I'm not really sure. Oh, this one's fun. What is your favorite flavor of noodles and toppings? So at ramen restaurants, I really like to get anything spicy. So if there's like a spicy ramen on the menu, I will definitely get the spicy ramen. As for toppings, I usually just like whatever comes with it, but if there's an option, I do like adding bamboo shoots, and sometimes, not always, it depends on the restaurant. Sometimes I like adding corn as well. And I usually just get like the spicy like pork broth, like the tonkatsu broth. I generally don't get like miso or shio ramen. I just get like the regular one. And then somebody else asked, what computer do I have? So that's a good question in case anyone is wondering and wants to like do Sims videos like I do. I actually have my entire PC setup linked in the description down below. I think it's like an Amazon link, and then I have all of the parts, like my exact parts that I have in my computer right now, linked on my Amazon storefront. So you can go check those out if you want to have the exact same PC as me. I actually custom built my PC, or like my brother did, and yeah, it's not like a pre-built. You usually save money if you custom build it yourself. You just have to find like a really techie friend that can put it together, or I think you can like pay someone to put it together for like $50 or something. But yeah, it's always more cost efficient to make it yourself instead of buying a pre-built. So yeah, you can check out my parts down below. But besides that, the video has actually come to an end. Oh my gosh, it went by so fast. I didn't even get through all of the questions, so I might have to come back in another video and answer some more. Again, if you have any other questions you want to ask me, please do drop them in the comment section down below. Yeah, maybe I can answer like 1 or 2 questions per video over the course of the next few months, so that we can like slowly get to know each other, and then maybe you guys can answer some of the questions too, so I can get to know you guys better as well. But yeah, besides that, the screenshots should be rolling, which means the video is over. I want to give a big thank you once again for 200,000 subscribers. I'm literally so grateful for each and every single one of you. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for spending your precious time with me, watching me build and hanging out with me. I had a lot of fun. If you guys liked this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and you will see more curb appeal on your suggestions. And don't forget to leave a comment down below and rate my recreation out of 10. How close did I get this build to the actual photo? And if this is our first time meeting, don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you want to be friends, or if you want to see more Sims 4 videos. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you guys on my next video. Bye everybody!